You can start the recording. Sunil, my screen is visible. Just give a thumbs up.
Yes, visible.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Those who have joined, I would request everyone to please go through the slides. Some important information you may miss out. So please go through these slides that are being displayed. Hello. Okay. Good morning, Mayur. Good morning, Maheshwaram. Maheshwaran, sorry. I hope. Yeah. Yes, good morning, Anubhav. Good morning, Dr. Ajay, Ketan, Vinayak, Amrit Kumar, Ashish Mishra. Good morning, Anujay Pandya. Sorry, the names are going too fast. Good morning, Santosh. Good morning, Harshil. Good morning, Atul. Good morning, Jagdish. All of you, please go through these slides and remember our next event that is coming up tomorrow for those who have joined recently in the last 6 months. Good morning, Sangarantan. Good morning, Deependra, Satyajit, Kalyani. Good morning to all. This is the best time we start, networking. Good morning, Devidas. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Amol. Good morning. So I think we are all good. Good morning, Victor Nadma. Okay. Vijay Gaikwad, Atul Joshi. Good morning, good morning. Okay. So again, officially, welcome back. Welcome to all of you. And give me a second. I'll just start with good morning. Good morning. This is the best time. You can always, post your LinkedIn link as well, so that you may get connected with each other. So this is also a networking, platform to network and connect with, professional like-minded people. So please keep posting and keep coordinating with each other. So let's start with today's session. And okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Good morning. Hold on. Let me. There is some issue with my. Okay. Sorry. I'll start my slide again. When you are working on, multiple screens, you tend to forget your screen. Yes, good morning. Good morning, Nadma. Yes, please keep on sharing your LinkedIn profiles and get connected while our session is on. Where is the share window? Okay. Okay, so let's start. Today, so just a quick thing about the agenda. I will have just introduction. So introduction about me. I am again one more time. Hello and namaste. I'm Renu Mehta. So this year I am handling this position for VP Professional Development. And those who are new or joining for the first time, the PM Forum session is, it is a format used by project management or PMI chapters for discussion and networking about among project professionals. And that's the reason I said you can keep on posting your LinkedIn and keep on doing the networking as well. So PM forums can be valuable way to say stay up to date in the industry trends, learn new techniques, build relationships with other project managers, get connected with the LinkedIn, do the networking and all. Right? So this is the quick introduction about me and the PM forum session. Now let's move to our speaker. So today we have Prashant. Uh, and let me take a moment to introduce him. So he has, you know, he's a business agile coach with over 22 years of rich industry and academic experience. Um, bringing deep expertise across technology, project management, and agile transformation. So so he has played an important role in driving agile transformation initiatives and building agile centers of excellence, helping organizations create stronger and more effective ways of working. Uh, his work, actually, when I was talking to him, his work was focused on improving business processes, project management practices that you will see in today's session. He is also how he has incorporated project management practices and all, and how he's helping teams and organizations continuously evolve and deliver value more effectively. So over the years, he has worked with the organizations like Patni, MDocs, Hexaware, UST, and a diverse range of experience, I would say, Prashant has. And beyond his contributions, corporate contributions, he's also the community lead at Agile Network India. If you must have heard about it, Agile Network India is a very big community for Agile. And yes, so he is involved in speaking engagements, professional development initiatives, and all. So I would really welcome Mr. Prashant, and really it is a great opportunity for all of us to hear from him. So, Prashant, I officially hand it over the session to you, and you can start.
Thank you so much, Reno, for setting up the context, talking about the PMI, PM forum, and great community. Appreciate all those 80 plus participants, those who joined on this Saturday morning, enthusiasing, contributing towards the PMI, and interested to learn something new and more. So, without taking any further delays, let's jump into the topic and do drop in your questions, queries as we move further. Send the notification in case if you are not able to listen me very well. In case I'm going fast, any such feedback, do put in the chat window, and I will keep looking at the chat window as we progress, and we'll try to address few of those questions during the presentation or toward the end of the workshop. So I hope all of you can see my screen. Any quick confirmation on the chat window?
Yes, we are able to see.
Great, excellent. Now, the moment you see those logos, do you see all those familiar to you? Most of those, right? And if you look at these logos, is this a particular solution developed for a particular client? Was there any theater operator who came and asked to build the Book My Show? Was there any specific hotel operator or the restaurant chain who came and asked for Swiggy or Zomato? No, right? So what we can say, there was no specific requester or the client to build those product or the platform. Traditionally, what we say whenever we start with a project, there is always a requester, there is always client who come with that request. Hey Prashant, we wanted to build this particular solution, or we have a problem definition in our business, we wanted to solve that problem definition, and you as an IT professional come up with the solution. So in a traditional development mechanism, we always have that client, we always have an existing problem definition to solve. We go ahead, we solve that problem definition, and we try to satisfy that particular customer or the client, isn't it? That's a traditional thought process. As you moving ahead, the moment we talk about the product and the platform, the thought process change. There is no single particular client, there is no a particular requester, and then we are not driving a project development or delivery to achieve a specific outcome. Correct? Today, if you look at the Ola, Uber, they started with primary in the fleet operations, but slowly they introduced courier. Now they are getting into the food delivery, competing with Swiggy, Zomato, and probably they may introduce the marketplace or some more functionalities or features in their on their platform, isn't it? So, what is the end date for any of this project? There is no end date, right? They keep evolving, they keep emerging, and that is how the product and platforms are different than the traditional projects. And that's the precisely topic for today's discussion or the today's presentation for next 2 hour or so. So we are moving from the traditional project management. When I say traditional project management, we go back to the PMI, we look at the PMBOK, and we talk about those 5 process areas and 10 knowledge areas. I believe we must be having few PMP certified practitioner on this particular call, and also few of those members, those who are coming new to this platform of the PMI. So for them, those who are looking into the PMI curriculum for the first time, for them, I strongly recommend to go ahead and hit this link, PMI kickoff. If you go to the Google and you simply type the PMI kickoff, or probably Renu can put that link in the chat window as we move forward. This PMI kickoff link will help you to explore the basics of project management, what we call as a predictive way of project management, the traditional way. Why it is predictive? As a project manager, I make a plan for next 2 years, 5 years. I'm not sure whether that plan will succeed, will follow or not. And then there was a thought process to move from that predictive approach to the adaptive approach. Somewhere in 2010-11, the PMI has introduced the concept of the progressive elaboration. 2012, PMI has introduced the PMI ACP curriculum, and then PMI has introduced Agile Book of Knowledge along with the PMBOK. And on the same module of the PMI kickoff, we says that we are moving from the traditional predictive approach to the agile approach. Why I'm saying this? This is a kind of a journey to move from a traditional product management mindset, which is the fixed mindset. Why I'm calling as a fixed mindset? There is a fixed time, fixed scope, and fixed cost. So we as a project manager, we always operate in that triple constraint theorem of fixed time, scope, and the cost. And if any of those factors are variable, it impacts on other two variable, and that's the entire jugglery the project manager typically do, right? So what we are saying that yes, we started with a traditional project management concepts in 1969 with PMI with the first edition of PMBOK. Slowly, PMBOK has introduced the concept of progressive elaboration. It's not a one-time planning. Then we introduced the agile curriculum to it, and then we have 32 hours of PMP curriculum, which includes 24 hours of traditional project management and the 8 hours of agile. And from there, we are moving further towards project to product by Mick Kristen. Anyone in this group has come across this book before, read through it, heard about it? You can just put the comment in the chat box. Yes, Prashant, I know it, I have seen it, I heard it, I read it. Okay. If not, this is going to drive the today's discussion. Moving from project to product. It's a nice book by Mick Kristen, and there is an Audible also available. So typically, when I'm on long drive, I put this on Audible, and there are nice stories they narrated outside IT. They spoke about BMW, they spoke about Mercedes, how those manufacturing company has adopted this product mindset, moving from a traditional project mindset. So some of the content, some references taken from this book, and there are a lot of other organization, those who contributes in the space of product management. PDMA 280 group, product management group, Pragmatic Institute, Institute of Product Leaders from Bangalore. These are the few of the organizations, institution. They have built some curriculum, the content, and the knowledge base around the space of product management. Yeah. So within 2 hours, it will be definitely impossible to cover this broad spectrum of the product management. What I'm trying to do here is provide the pointers to the right content, a right terminology, vocabulary, so that you can adapt those, go ahead and start exploring further. As I keep saying, we are moving from project to product. What does it mean? As I said at the beginning, when we work on a project, the project is always client centric. There is a client, there is a customer who is funding for that project, who is a sponsor of that project. All we are a project manager. In the stakeholder management, we understand managing those stakeholders or sponsors are very important. It's a client centric. When it comes to the product, it's not client centric, it's a market centric. WhatsApp has launched a product called as a WhatsApp. We don't know what is the revenue model for it. All of you are using this WhatsApp for more than 10 years, not spend a single rupee for it. How this platform is maintained? They are not putting any advertises on it, right? So that's a product. It's a market centric. When you look at the project, as I said earlier, project is a temporary endeavor with a definite start date and end date with a specific outcome, right? That's the definition of project, what all we have learned either through PMI kickoff or the PMBOK or various curriculum of PMI. Whereas when you talk about the product, it leads to the exploration and it leads to the new capabilities, right? So as I said, whether the development of Ola, Uber, or Swiggy, Zomato, WhatsApp, any of those product and platform concluded, it's not. It's ongoing. They always keep exploring new capabilities, and we don't know what capabilities get introduced next week and next month. As said earlier, projects are bound to start date and end date. Product is evolving, it's emerging. I will give a simple analogy. Let's think of there is a e-commerce organization like Amazon or a banking organization like HDFC, like that. Each of these organization wanted to retain the customer. They want their customers to come back on their platform again and again, and they introduce some customer royalty program or earning point and point redemption program. So all of we have part of some of those uh, reward points which get accumulated on our HDFC or ICICI or Amazon, any of those portal. Think of developing any such customer royalty program. Once we develop this particular customer royalty program or this software or application, the development is over. The project get concluded. The project has a start date and end date to develop this customer royalty program. This is applicable in any industry. Now, once that application goes live, there has to someone to support that application on day-to-day basis, handle the day-to-day incidents. So what that organization will do, that organization will go back and will sign another contract or another project for the maintenance and support. So we are concluding one project or application development, and we are getting into another project of support and maintenance. The support and maintenance is going on for a year, 2 year, 3 year, and over a period of time, this organization or this business thought of adding some new capabilities, adding some new functionalities. The technical team which is supporting this application found there are the requirements for the technical upgradation, and again this business come back, sign another project called as a enhancement project. So basically we are dealing with a single solution, we are dealing with a single application, but we end up signing multiple projects to develop, maintain, and enhance that application or solution, isn't it? And that's the drawback or the limitation with this project mindset. Start date, end date, fix cost, fix schedule, fix scope. Whereas if you convert this particular scenario in a product development mindset, it's a product, there is a value stream, that value stream is funded, and all the requirements keep coming, will be get implemented, will be get delivered, and the product will keep evolving, right? So traditionally we were talking about the milestone, and the schedule delivery. So as a project manager, very focused on achieving the mindset, following the schedule and delivering the schedule. But whereas when we come and when we adopt this product mindset, our focus is more on the product adaptation and the outcomes, right? Traditional project management, we focus on the execution efficiency. Are we following the plan, what we have submitted, what was approved? Here the focus becomes more on the outcome. What is the outcome to the business? Traditional project management focus on the project completion. The moment project is completed, I have given my project closure note. The project is closed, officially closed, right? We have a project closer as one of our process area, right? And then there are multiple activities under respective knowledge areas. Whereas when you talk about the product, there may not be a concept called as a project completion. It's a roadmap and it's a value driven. So that roadmap keep emerging, and there are the product managers who build that roadmap, who keep evolving the roadmap. There are the solution architect who creates the intentional design. It's not a one time, it's an intentional architecture. They create an intentional architecture for the long term, and then the development team will work on the concept called as a emergent design. So when we're in the traditional project management, we heard of a concepts like high level design and low level design. But when we come to the product management, we'll talk about the intentional architecture and the emergent design, right? When we move from the requirement to the design and the implementation phase. As I said earlier, projects are primarily targeted to address the solution to the current problem, whereas products are created to enable opportunities. And there are various startups in the industry. They are just looking for a unique opportunity. As a startup, if I tap a unique opportunity which is not tapped anywhere in the market, if I form one product, that startup will have an identity existence in the market for years to go, right? So what we are trying to say here is when you are moving from the project mindset to the product mindset, we are shifting from a delivery mindset to the customer value mindset. We are moving from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset. Does that make sense? Couple of those may look like just a vocabulary or a jargon, but as we go details into it, right, we will understand there is a way to do it, right? Moving from the plan-based approach to the roadmap, moving from the fixed design to the intentional architecture and the emergent design, and there is a lot of details around it. Going a little detail into the strategy and the product design. So as I said, now there is a significant role of a product manager. What those product manager does, those product manager go back, perform the market research. Hey, what is required in the market? There are the passengers standing at a one end of the street, and there are the taxi drivers at the other end of the street. And I have observed this market, and what I see, those taxi driver needs business and those passengers needs the fleet, they needs the car. How can I connect together, right? And that's my market research. I'm just taking a random example, and which is analogy applicable for all of us. We face those issues every day, right? And then there is a user research. As an user, as I'm standing there on that pickup point, what I'm expecting, I am holding a mobile in my hand. So is there any way on mobile I can look for a nearby drivers available? I can look for a nearby cars available. Yes, that's possible. And that's how we got Ola and Uber, isn't it? So those product managers need not go and ask customer, what is your problem? I will go ahead and I will create a SRS document, system requirement specification, or the business requirement document, what we used to do traditionally, not required. They have to just think out of box. They have to do the ideation, right? So when you say ideation, this was not the part of a project management. In the project management curriculum, it will say go and talk to the customer, understand the requirement. But when we get into the product space, we are talking about the building a product which does not exist. We are talking about a problem definition which is not exist. We are trying to create a future way of working, and hence the concept like market research and the user research plays a significant existence. Market research will give you the product strategy. Users research will give you the product design, how the product will look like, and that is where the concept of UX comes in picture, user experience. Traditionally, 30 years ago, when we started with the project management, there was no such concept called as a user experience or UX. Nowadays, every organization talks about the user experience and the UX, which is the part of product design. And as you go ahead, you might come across the terminologies like personas, empathy map, story map, customer journey map, etc. Those are the part of user research. Now, you say, hey Prashant, this looks interesting. How to perform this market research or the user research? Let's think of a simple game. Prune the product tree. Anyone heard of it? Anyone thought of it? Let's think of you got couple of stakeholder, business owner, techies in the room, and you're thinking about building a great product. The great product might be for the online learning. The great product might be developing this professional community, anything. Let's say Renu is hosting this discussion. Hey guys, let's think about how we can grow our professional community. We need to have a great product for PMI. Think of it hypothetically, right? Now, once we think of it, every person will come and say, hey, we can build this feature, we can build this functionality, etc., etc. All good. Let's think of each of this feature and functionality as an apple hanging on this particular tree. Let's go ahead and put those apple on the tree. Let's imagine we all sitting in a room and we have a big board put up over there, and all of you can go and say, hey, this is the apple. One apple represents a feature and functionality, and we want those apples to be grown on this PMI tree. Interesting. Now, when you want those apples to grow, there will be few apple which will be easy to pick, very close to the trunk, and there will be few apples which are far away from the trunk. So what does that apple close to the trunk indicates? Low hanging fruit. Hey Prashant, these are the things which can do quickly within next 30 days, 60 days. These are my low hanging fruit. And these are the things nice to have, but it requires a lot of investment. It requires a lot of compliance confirmation, which needs to come from PMI, which needs to come from other body. It requires a lot of efforts. So probably it is away from the trunk. Interesting. So if we all of we go ahead and we start organizing our apples, those which are close to the trunk, those are the low hanging fruit. The apples which are away from the trunk, which are long term focus, we have our prune the product tree. So we are building our product tree. Now in this exercise, we are doing a great ideation. Are we using any specific tool? Not. Are we creating any SRS document? No. Is Renu is emphasizing us to follow PMI template? No. But still, we are resulting into the great outcome in this 1 hour or 2 hours of workshop, right? This is the PMI product tree we wanted to build, and we want to engage our professional community by developing such kind of a product or the initiatives. Interesting. Oh, that's a great thought. Can we go back and do that? And this is what my product manager does. And what I explain here, this is one of the technique or one of the tool or one of the game. There are plenty other examples of the research game. You may take a screenshot of it. I believe these recordings will be available on the PMI portal. Just search for that game name on the Google, and you will get a description, or you will get a tool or template how to drive that game, how to run that game. If we get into a exclusive workshop of the product management and the envisioning, we will definitely play this game. We'll talk about those tools. But right now, as I said earlier, I just wanted to give some pointers. These are the pointers for the product manager to start their envisioning stage. Start to envision a product which they wanted to build for their organization, or to redefine the ways of working for a set of audience. So far, so good. Are there any specific questions which needs to be addressed at this stage? Okay, just a
Um,
thought. Some
yeah,
feedbacks are there. Okay.
there is one feedback and there is a Q&A. Maybe we can take it later if you want.
All right. No worries.
In Q&A session, there is one question and there is a thought. If you want to
So
address it now, we can.
just take that question now. I'm okay, Reno.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Instead of holding till end. What is that?
yeah.
Uh,
The question is from Bharat. Working for a product company, we always need projects to build or enhance our products. Would you say there are some parallels between the two approaches?
very good question, and that's the right thought. When we are building a product or a platform, the way we are coming from a traditional project mindset, while building that product or a platform, there are multiple projects under it. So right now, not every organization really goes with the definition of the value stream. Not every organization start funding the value stream, right? They need to change their portfolio management. They need to change their lean. They need to adopt the lean portfolio management structure. Till the time organization reach to that level of maturity, till the time they define the value stream, till the time they create the lean portfolio management, till the time they start adopting the lean portfolio management and budgeting principle. What you said is right, Bharat, I believe. Yes, while developing product or the platform, there are multiple projects underneath. That's the practical case today. But going in future, what we expect, those organizations needs to be realigned with the value stream. They need to understand the concept of LPM, lean portfolio management, and that is how the value stream will be funded instead of funding the multiple projects within that product or platform. Now, as we talk about the planning, right? There are the organization, those who do the planning, and again in Agile, we do the multi-level of planning. So at a high level, there is a portfolio roadmap. Then there is a solution roadmap. There is a PI roadmap. PI is again another term introduced by a framework called as the Scaled Agile Framework, if most of you are familiar with. And if not, I will put the link in the chat window. And then there is a iteration plan and the daily plan. So when we go through this various level of planning, you will say, hey, Prashant, even talking about the product management, you're still talking about the high level of plan. Then how is it different than the traditional project management? Notice one thing, the inner circle in the dark green color, those are the plan. What are the plan? Plans are something plan are made, plan needs to be followed, and plan needs to be achieved. Whereas the outline circle, those are roadmaps. Those are not concrete. Those roadmaps are subject to evolve. Those roadmaps are subject to change. Correct? When we are making a change to the plan, we need to capture this as a change request. But when we are making a changes to the roadmap, we don't have to capture it as a change request, because by definition, by nature, roadmaps are expected to evolve, expected to change. These are the very high level. So don't get confused between the plan and the roadmap. So when we adopt this product mindset and when you get into the planning horizons, at a high level, we start with the portfolio roadmap, then we build the solution roadmap, then we build the PR roadmap, and then we come down to our iteration plan and the daily plan. The terminology, the vocabulary may change depending on the framework which you follow, and the organization might have given some custom names or terms for it. But typically, this is how it works, and you can relate it back to the market research and the user research what we have covered earlier. So at a very high level, we start with the market research, then we come to the user research, and then we start to the daily execution on the day by day basis. Good. So you'll say, Prashant, interesting area, talking about the product management, talking about the customer research, market research, user research, and what are the skills we need to adopt? What are the terminologies we need to understand? So now I'm putting product management on the right side, and I'm putting project management on the right side, and I'm taking the product management on the front seat. You can see there are certain terminologies, there are certain terms and the techniques which you need to adopt as a product manager, starting with the product vision, competitive analysis, customer need, research, user journey, road mapping, feature mapping, user experience, success APIs. Few of those you might be doing today. If not, you will go ahead and you will adapt it. And while doing it, you will do it more from the product management perspective rather than the project management. Traditionally, in the project management, yes, you are taking care of the deliveries model, scope, timeline, task management. Those are the things might help you, support you as a backbone, as a base. And there are certain areas which are overlapping. So what I wanted to indicate here, my traditional project manager can evolve as a product manager. They can take a front seat as a product manager. There are certain skills and the knowledge and the practice areas they are practicing today, which will be useful moving to the product management space. What is the key thing to get into the product management space? Having that particular domain knowledge. If you wanted to a product manager in the banking industry, you need to have a strong domain knowledge of banking or insurance or healthcare or telecom or automobile, whichever the area, whichever industry you wanted to venture into, enter into, and bring an innovative product, you need to have a great domain knowledge for it. And having a focus on the domain, it's always easy for my business analyst to take the seat of a product manager than a project manager, because my project manager keep working on for multiple projects for different clients in different domain, and that project manager may not have an expertise, that domain expertise. If my project manager got an opportunity to work for multiple healthcare clients in last 5 10 years, then my project manager build that domain acronym in the healthcare and come forward as a product manager in healthcare. But if my project manager is handling different project for multiple industry, my project manager keep busy handling the operational activities, uh, status reporting, dashboard creation, compliances, right? And that project manager will find difficult to move ahead towards the product management area. So if you are a project manager, look for which is the domain predominantly you work in last 5, 10, 15 years, and that's a domain you can venture as a product manager. And as I said, for the business analyst, it will be very easy transition to move up from the business analyst to the product owner to the product manager. Now I have introduced these two different terms, product owner and product manager. Shortly, I will put some more light on it. What is this product owner and product manager, and what is the difference in both? Yeah. So quickly moving ahead in the interest of time. Now, when we decided to go ahead as a product manager, the way we have a lot of tool in the space of project management, there are various tools in the product management space. And couple of you might heard about Asana. Zoho is coming in a big way. Some of you might have worked on the Monday.com. Figma is coming nice, and there was another tool called as a Miro. You might have worked on Miro, Miral. So I'm not putting all the entire list here. This is the survey conducted by this Zizo group. Uh, and according to this Zizo Cloud, these are the 10 best product management suite. We are not biased to this survey or what they have mentioned here, but just to bring few of those names up in the list. If you go back and if you perform some more research, you will see various product management tools available, and you need to get familiar to at least one of that. So if you say, hey Prashant, I worked on Asana. If you have worked on Asana, definitely you will be able to understand what is there in the AHA. AHA is another product management tool. Hey Prashant, I have worked on Figma. If you have worked on Figma, probably if you have worked on Miro, you can also work on Mural, right? So what will happen when you get into the project management tool? You will talk about the Gantt chart, you will talk about the schedules, you will talk about the activity states. The moment you get into the product management tool, it will talk about the ideation, it will talk about the initiatives, it will talk about the strategies, it will talk about converting those initiatives into the epic, and then bringing those breaking those epic into the features, right? So what is important? Tool will be secondary. Understanding that particular vocabulary, right? Understanding that particular flow is important, right? Once you're comfortable, hey, what is ideation, what is design thinking, what is strategic planning, how to bring strategy to the execution, how to convert those initiatives to the epic and epic to the features, then those product management tools are there to support you. And that's the reason before we come to the tool, we have spent some time understanding the product management as a discipline. And then I will be giving some more pointers about the bodies which will help you to build this product management mindset and that particular discipline, and the tools will follow. Yeah. So never stuck with the tools. Have you come across a project manager saying that, hey, Prashant, I cannot prepare a project plan because I do not have a licensed software of MPP, Microsoft Project Planner? There are those people, right? To build a project plan, you don't need a MPP. You need to understand what are the elements of a project plan. If you understand the project elements of the project plan, You can prepare those Gantt charts or those activity list start before start end using MS Excel or any other tool. Definitely, it will take little more efforts than what is there in the MPP. But for building a good project plan, you don't need to. MPP is not a must have. What is must have is understanding a structure of a project plan. I come across the people, they have a MPP software, they have a MPP tool, but they don't know the basics of activity start to start, start to end. Then they will not be able to prepare a good project plan, even though they're having a tool of MPP, Microsoft Project Planner or the Project Planner, right? So what I'm trying to say here is tool will come later. The first place is having that particular knowledge. Once you have knowledge, and that's the reason the PMI focus on the 5 process areas and 10 knowledge areas and 23, 27 activities or under that, right? Once you're strong on those knowledge area, applying that knowledge to the tool, which will help you to build the skill. Talking about the competency development, that could be a separate topic for the discussion, but just moving ahead in the interest of time. So what we are saying, hey Prashant, this is good. So we understood the product management is a great discipline and it is significantly different than what we do today in terms of project management. As we go ahead, you can start exploring a little bit more on PDLC versus SDLC. Traditionally, while working on the projects, while delivering software projects, what we used to do is we used to follow SDLC, software development lifecycle. Everyone knows planning, analysis, design, implementation, testing, deployment, etc. Whereas when we go to the PDLC, plan product development lifecycle, it works different than the SDLC. It starts with a proposal. As I said, ideation. I have a great idea. I have a proposal. Now, can I get that idea into the implementation? I'm not sure. I need to go ahead and perform some more research on it, right? So that is not required in the HDLC because the problem definition is well defined. Understand the requirement, start working on it. But over here, you need to perform that research. And we spoke about that market research and the user research. Now I have performed some research and I have built a business case, lean business case. And that LBC, lean business case, will go through the set of approval and then we create a design. Probably it might be a prototype first, right? We'll create that prototype, we'll implement that prototype, and while implementation, we will follow HDLC. And this ties back to the earlier question. When you are going with the product management, will there be a projects under the product? Yes, there might be a projects under the product, so the implementation become a specific project, right? And then you will go ahead, you will do the launch, then you have a launch, you have a measure and grow mechanism, and then you will maintain, you will sustain that product. That's the ongoing cycle, right? Again, just a pointer, go back, explore the differences between the PDLC and the HDLC as you are entering into the space of product management. Interesting topic for all of us being project manager, contracting, right? Traditionally, what we should do is fixed price project, fixed bid project. We have a detailed fixed specification. We go ahead, we calculate the effort estimation, we check the resource requirements, we check the licensing, travel requirement, and various other parameters. And we comes with a fixed cost and we get into the contracting, right? Moving out from there, there was a mechanism called as a target price. There is a cost price, and various organization has developed various other model called as a output based model where the teams are paid based on the number of story points or the features they have delivered, or outcome based model where the team will be paid based on the business value which is delivered. Because for the development team or the solution provider, they deliver great number of story points. It means they have done a lot of work, right? So when you deliver a story points or the number of user story of features, this is more of a output. Your team has delivered a lot of output, but is that output is being consumed by the business? Is that output is being consumed by the end user? And if it is consumed, then that output get converted into the outcome. So we need to be more outcome oriented, not the output oriented. What our development task force understand, we are delivering a lot of output, hence we should be paid. What business will pay for? Business will not pay for out, outcome output. Business will pay for outcome, right? So go back, explore a bit more on output based versus outcome based model. And TNM model, known to most of us, because today when we follow agile or when we do this iterative incremental cycle, this fixed price pricing will not help, and we need to adopt a different contracting model. So point over here is, when you're going to the product management space, don't be stuck with your traditional contracting agreement. You need to go back, you need to relook, revisit, redefine those contracting model, right? And I can see a couple of thumbs ups and hearts. So it means people are able to follow it and they're able to relate to what you're doing in the current space. Moving further, great. So we talk about the market research, user research, design, contracting, we get into the execution. And the moment we get into the execution as a project manager, day to day, I spend a lot of time in capturing those data points and preparing those metrics, isn't it? Every project manager has a huge task when there is a monthly project review or quarterly project review. We run around various places to get those data points and ensure my project report looks good, isn't it? Yeah. So when we present those metrics, there is a term called as a vanity metrics. Heard of it? Can anyone define what is vanity metrics? If you heard this term before, just put into the chat. Okay. There is another question I can see in the chat window. What happens when your agile story points don't align with the product management's viewpoint? Agile story points are with the team. Those are not for the product manager. What product manager needs to define is the business value, right? We don't expect the product managers to understand the story point. What we need to do is we need to understand what is the business value for the product manager and how we can increase that business value instead of increasing the story point. Okay. Based on the topic of vanity metrics are just the number which looks impressive. Okay, good. So Renu has got a right answers to it. Great. And yes, I can see Atul Joshi is also following it. So vanity metrics, everything looks good. Thousand number of downloads, right? Or X number of product activation. But those thousand number of download or X number of product activation, is it really converting to my revenue? So many number of footprints, but how many of those footprints are actually converted to the leads, and how many of leads are really converts to the business, right? So many of time we end up presenting some numbers, some data points which really doesn't make sense to the business, and hence those are called as a vanity metrics. So when you talk about these topics of metrics, go back, look into vanity metrics and check, are you reporting any of those vanity metrics? Take out those from your system. Also look for output based metrics versus outcome based metrics. As we just said, story point is a output based metrics. Business value is a outcome based metrics. So I'm not going to read through each of it and explain each of it. Again, it's there on the slide. You may take a screenshot or the recording will be available. There is a clear differentiation between the kind of metrics we capture in the project management discipline and the kind of metrics we expected to do in the product management. Few of you will say, hey Prashant, even though I'm doing a project management, we do capture customer satisfaction, we do CSAT, we do NPS. That's good. If you're already doing it, it will be easy for you to use that knowledge or those metrics or the data points which you have when you're following a product management discipline. Yeah. All right. So again, I'm not reading through it. If you simply go and ask ChatGPT, what are the different project management and product management metrics, you will get the same list as ChatGPT provides the same list to me. Yeah. So nothing secret in behind it. All this is available for each of us. Now we are executing the project. For what purpose are we executing the project? For profits, right? And traditionally, being a project manager, how do we calculate the profit? Revenue on subtract cost is my profit. If you look at the product organization, is every product organization driving profit from the day one? No. And we know there are a couple of product organizations, they are not in the profit, but they have built a great brand. They have they have built the brand value. Those product organizations are actually in losses. If you look into their books of account, those product organizations are booking losses, but still their brand has a value, right? So there is a different profit engines we look into, we understand when we get into a product management discipline. So profit engine is the underlying set of business model choices that are designed to create the additional or the repeated value. It's not only the dollar value, it's not only the ROI, it's not only the revenue versus minus cost or repeated value exchanges or increases a value in exchange. So if you wanted to align with the concept of profit margin, these are the various elements which will help you to understand those profit margin or profit engine, and how those profit engines are used by the product organization to showcase they are in positive, although their books of accounting shows they are in losses. Make sense? So different dimension again need a for further exploration and the deep dive. All right, good. So, Prashant, we are sold on this concept. We are going to go ahead with the product management discipline. We are going to start with the market research. We are doing the user research. We'll look for the right tools for the product management, and we'll try to understand those metrics, and we'll try to look into those profit models, right, or profit engines. How shall we start building the product? And when you start building the product, there is a concept called as a whole product thinking. We are not going to build the entire product all together at one go. We always start with the MVP. MVP is minimum viable product. Today, this term is known for everyone, right? Because the moment we start with agile and when we start with the iterative incremental development, what we say in early few iteration, we need to build an MVP. So we build an MVP, we showcase that MVP in the market. We said, hey, there is a great acceptance to the MVP. Then we go ahead and we built a core product on based on that MVP. So my core product includes the basic functionality which is required, let's say in the banking. So we have a core banking product or a core product which is required. Then there are few customers, few buyers, they expect some additional functionality. Then I got a premium user or platinum user. So I will include some more functionality only for Amazon Prime, right? Only for the prime customer of the Maharaja Club of Air India. Those functionalities are not available for the every login subscriber of Air India. Those functionalities are available only for Maharaja Club. Correct? That's the expected product. Provide the attributes of the expected product. So we first build the core product and then we look for what customer expect more and whether my customer is really willing to shell out more for it. नहीं तो इतने पैसे में इतना ही मिलेगा. That's my core product, right? If you're ready to shell out more, then you will include that additional feature, and that is what the expected product. Now we have this core product, we have expected product. Now what I see, my product is doing well in India, but if I had to get this product in Japan, I need to introduce the localization feature. I need to adapt to their country, their currency, right? Because if I try to promote English product in Japan, it's not recognized, it's not accepted. People in Japan, they use Rakuten more than Amazon. People in China use Alibaba more than Amazon, isn't it? So I need to augment that product for that specific country, for that specific time zone, for that specific currency, for that specific set of user. That is called as a augmented product. Many of those products created during the COVID time, those products were created considering the need of the hour. But later, those products were augmented for the other purpose or other usage, right? Starting with the academics or online shopping, right? Online pharmacy, correct? Created for that particular need for that particular time, but it is augmented in the other spaces and differentiating from the competitor. That's an augmented product. A product which you are changing for a specific region or a country or a time zone or a currency or a specific set of user. That's an augmented product. right? We have this spinny, and then we have something called as a spinny prime or spinny some selling luxuries brand, right? That's a augmented product. And then we have a potential product. There is never end. Potential product is we keep capturing the features which are expected from the business, from the customer, from the end user. We are not able to meet those requirements today, but as we go ahead, there will be a potential product. Sometime back, there was a ask, can we have a video call in WhatsApp? We have it. There was a ask, can we have a screen sharing on the WhatsApp? Today we have it, right? Likewise, there might be some features which are already there in the wish list of a potential product of the WhatsApp. And that potential wish list we might experience in upcoming months or years. Make sense? So by and large, we do follow this analogy. It is just putting into the structure of the whole product thinking. Yeah. And you can see the reference below where this concept is coming from and where you can go and explore more on it. Good. Now we say that Prashant, this is a great idea. We thought of creating a product. We started building the product. We did a market research, user research. We did build a lean business case, and fortunately, we were able to get the sponsor. We started building the product. We created the MVP, but after creating MVP, what we realized, this is not accepted in the market. This is not going well. Shall we keep investing on the same? That's a traditional mindset. जो प्लान किया उसको पूरा करो, जो सोचा है वही करो. What does the product management says? सोच बदलो, right? So sometime we need to do the business pivot, and these are the great examples where you can see a business pivot. Starbucks never started as a coffee house. Starbucks started as a, they start selling the coffee beans and the espresso machines to create the coffee. But the owner of the Starbucks, when this owner of Starbucks, I forgot the name, this person visited Italy and Rome, and they have seen the those traditional, or what is it, aesthetic coffee shops over there, which is attracting crowd, people coming and sitting, relaxing, and more of enjoying coffee, more of their enjoying the experience of meeting together, right? With that particular observation, this owner of Starbucks comes back and change the business model from selling the coffee beans and the espresso machine to build those coffee houses, right? YouTube. All of you know YouTube. YouTube is what? For video streaming. Have they started their business with the video streaming? Go back and check. It's a clear business pivot. YouTube initially started as an matrimonial portal. And what they have observed, the people are more interested in the images and the video than the text. And then they started that video streaming mechanism, which is a YouTube today, right? Instagram, it was just a checking app, and now it's a sharing, right? Pinterest, Nokia, PayPal, they started enabling payments via PDA, a specific devices, right? And now it's a global platform for the online payments adopted by the eBay user. What does it indicate? If your MVP doesn't work, right? It is important to pivot. What happens to the cost which you have spent in building that MVP? Because many of time business or stakeholders says that, hey Prashant, you started building something, we already have invested something on it, right? How can you leave it? You need to build on top of it. But boss, if you know this is not going to work, then what is the point of spending more cost on it, right? So what will happen to the cost which is already gone, which already spent? In the innovating accounting concept and the product management accounting concept, that is called as the sunk cost. Capture that cost element somewhere as a sunk cost, let it go in the books of accounts, and as you pivot the business model, definitely over a period of time, you will be able to take care of that sunk cost, right? So it's not something as we have built something to puts a cost to build a MVP. That MVP has to go live. If required, we need to do a business pivot. And there are these examples of the business pivots. Good. So this is great. We will build the MVP. If required, we will pivot and we will move further. As we need to keep building, as we need to keep moving, one important subject which will help us call as a design thinking. I hope people online on this forum heard of this particular topic or the subject in the past, design thinking. Yes or no? Couple of comments in the chat box. It's bit of intentional. I'm asking to put the comments. I just wanted to ensure everyone is engaged, right? On this Saturday morning, mostly on the laptop, a few on the mobile phones. All right, good. So people at least heard of it, and I believe a couple of you have tried it, right? So what is this design thinking? We start with empathize. What is empathize? I'm along with you. We are in the same shoes, right? I'm not here to just guide or consult. I'm not here just to deliver a solution. I'm along with you. So we are trying to understand the problem of airport authorities at a new Navi Mumbai airport. There are no signs and there are no displays. People find it difficult to be there, reach at the entry gate. So to empathize with those new passenger at the Navi Mumbai airport, you need to actually go and visit that Navi Mumbai airport, and then you will understand what is missing there. That's the empathize. And to empathize with the end users, you need to follow a technique called as a Gemba walk. Heard of it? What is Gemba walk? If you are building an application for the shipping port, you need to actually visit a shipping port. By sitting in the BKC office or the ship's office, you'll not understand what is happening at the shipping port or what is happening at the airport. Correct? So reaching to the customer site and experiencing those problems, that is called as the Gemba walk. So Gemba walk is one of the technique to empathize with the end user or the customer. And when we start empathizing with, we start building a empathy map. Just go to the Google, ask for the empathy map. You will get a nice templates to build the empathy map. Whom are you empathizing with? Capture that persona. What do they do? What do they see? What do they want? What are their pains? What are their gains? Start answering those questions. The moment you start answering those questions, you build the empathy map. Wow, that's great. So first thing is that we need to understand the first phase is empathize. Be along with your customer, be along with your end user. Start building those empathy map. Empathy map is a tool for the product manager. Anyone in this group has used the empathy map before? If you're a project manager, you're saying, "Hey, Prashant, this is not applicable for me." Go back and ask your product owner and the product manager, are you using an empathy map? Have you created an empathy map when you were there on site? Right? Show that empathy map to us. That's the empathy map. Once we empathize with the end user or the customer, what we do? We define. What do we define? Do we define solution? No, we define the problem. We empathize the customer and then we define the problem. The problem well defined, the problem half solved, right? And many of you start with a one liner problem definition, right?
Mm.
There is a structure how problem needs to be defined. Who, when, what, where. What is the problem? Where is the problem? When it occurs? What is the triggering situation? Define that problem. And it cannot happen at one go, right? It's a iterative mechanism. It's a iterative way. You need to revisit that problem definition again and again, right? If you're not able to solve the problem, it means you're missing something, some elements of that problem. So define the problem well. And once you define the problem, then go ahead and ideate. What is ideate? Think of a different possibilities or think of different solution. That's the ideate. Then prototype and then test. Once test, design thinking is done, you are going start with the implementation, and there are those lot of techniques and guidelines for the implementation. Quickly, if you are on laptop and if you are on Google, just go and say IDOs, uh, IDOs plus design thinking. So ideas is the organization. They says, hey, we are pioneer in the space of design thinking. We are the home of design thinking. We are there since last 40 years. The way PMI claims that, hey, we are there for 40 years driving and defining guidelines and the standards of the project management, right? IDEO says that we are there since last 40 years defining and guiding the principles of the design thinking, not only for software, but for other industry as well. Were you aware of it? No. That's what I say. I will just be providing some pointers, right? Go to the ideos.com design thinking and you will say, hey, what is this design thinking? It's a human centered approach to the innovation that draws from the designer toolkit to the integrated. So this is somehow our PMI has written the definition of the project management, right? This ideas have written the definition of the design thinking. Interesting. As I said, this is just a pointer, right? And this is the right pointer. So when we are looking for the learning resources, there is a lot of content available on the Google and the YouTube. It is important to refer to the right content to have a right learning plan. So start with the ideas. Prashant, good start. We started with the ideas. What next? Next is, hey, I attended this 2 hours of training. I would like to explore little more. And next Monday, when I go to my office, I would like to show a certificate to my manager. Yes, definitely you'll get a participation certificate from Renu. But yes, for being a design thinking practitioner, you can go ahead and you can search for IBM Design Thinking Practitioner Badge. Just go ahead, go to the Google, search for it, IBM Design Thinking Practitioner Badge, and here you go. You will be landed on the IBM portal. They have created a nice content of the design thinking. Get started. Just put your Google ID. Spend another 1.5 or 2 hour. Not today, tomorrow morning, obviously. So I'm taking your Saturday morning, but you have a Sunday morning with you. Sunday morning, go there on the IBM portal, design thinking. Spend 1.5 or 2 hour, and you will get a nice IBM thinking design badge, which you can put on your LinkedIn, on your profile. You can showcase your manager, saying, "Hey, I not just heard the orientation from Prashant. I went a step ahead. I logged into the IBM Design Thinking, and here is my first badge in the space of design thinking. And I'm starting to build my profile as an product manager." Useful? Hope you are enjoying it and also taking a lot of action points, right? Because our PMI says the meeting is of no value if there is no actionable points, right? So Renu has set up the meeting and I'm giving a lot of action points. Great. So we scratched the surface of design thinking. If I had to go in details of it, you need to walk in and participate in the 32 hours of the design thinking bootcamp. Good. So yes, we spoke a very high level about the lean portfolio management, the discipline of market research, user research. We touch base those profit models. We talk about the product management tool. We scratch the surface of design thinking, and all of you are going to go ahead and do this IBM design thinking certification tomorrow. I'm giving commitment on my behalf of my audience, right? Beyond that, there are a lot of new trends which are coming in the product management. Whatever I said so far, it's mostly known to everyone. The big product thinking, or the concept of business pivot, the concept of uh, lean financial model, or the lean business case, or the design thinking, that is known. Beyond that, there are new trends which are emerging or entering into the product management space. And you can see the link there in the chat window, and you can share this link. Nowadays, when you talk about the product management, people are not writing the code. Most of the code is written by the AI. Spotify says that in last 6 months, our team has not written a single line of code. The way Spotify platform runs today, all code is generated by AI, right? So yes, definitely AI is a new entrant. And apart from that, some other product discipline, Gartner emphasize on creating the exceptional user experience. So there is a more focus on UX. Traditionally, we were talking about the release management, and then the discipline of the release management and change management is evolved to the DevOps. I hope the folks on this call are aware of the term DevOps, develop and an operation, a CI/CD pipeline. Actually, I wanted to have some more content on the CI/CD pipeline and the DevOps because that is the topic which goes very close in the space of product management. But I thought if I get into that space of the CI/CD and the DevOps, it will become too technical for the non-IT participant. So I kept it aside. But yes, if there is an interest, now the DevOps is entering to the new discipline and the new era. So what is the next step of the DevOps? Those who are the IT professional on the call, what is next to the DevOps? I am a DevOps engineer, and now I wanted to change my title as okay, DevSecOps, good, but still I will say DevSecOps is 6 years old, 5 years old. What is after that? I was a DevOps consultant. Oh, Dev AI Ops, okay, very good. Or App Ops. What else? What else? What is the next emerging trend in the DevOps space? SRE, Site Reliability Engineering. Heard of it? Even though if you don't into details of it, being a project manager, we are expected to know everything because you are going to take the interview of entire your team, right? So tomorrow, if you are evaluating a DevOps engineer, you should ask this question: What is the next in the DevOps? That's the SRE, Site Reliability Engineering, and exactly what do you do in the Site Reliability Engineering? How is it different than the AI? Yes, okay, that's even 8 years old. Thanks, Shankar, for that. I'm happy there are experienced people on the call in each of the domain in each of the area. Good. Moving further, so we started our journey understanding moving from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset, moving from the project mindset to the product mindset. And yes, as I said, there are a lot of opportunities for this role of product owner and the product manager. Few of this screenshot, if I go and if I spend more time, I can see a lot of those opportunities in various organizations, not in IT. If you look at the logo, right, these are not only IT logos. Dr. Reddy, Crimson, right? FedEx. There is a lot of requirement for the product manager. Even the banks, right? There are those government banks, they are asking for the product manager. So there are a lot of opportunity for this role of a product owner and the product manager. Now, as I'm using those terms interchangeably, product owner and the product manager, let me put little more light on it. What I'm saying, I am working closely with my agile team. So I am working on the agile team. My agile team continuously builds some product. They deliver some user stories. My agile teams stay in tune with my product owner. This product owner who puts the user story in the Jira or the Azure board. That is there. That is in place, right? So this product owner connects with the customer and contributes to vision and roadmap, and then helps team to deliver value. Most of us are familiar to this particular execution discipline. Moving further, now this while building a larger product or building a larger solution, this product owner or the group of product owner or the set of product owner needs to work collectively with the product manager or the product management group. Those product managers work on a tools like AHA, Asana, what we have seen earlier, and those product managers focus on the features. Product managers will not spend time writing the user story. Product managers will convert the initiatives into the epic to the features. I have built my feature roadmap. I have created a feature backlog in AHA. The moment I push that feature in AHA, there is a AHA to Jira integration that, or probably under that feature, I may create a one-liner user story as a product manager, and I will push that one-liner user story to product owner, and my product owner needs to go ahead, elaborate that user story in the Jira or Azure board, ensuring the user story satisfies 3C convention. What is 3C? Those who are working as a product owner or working in the agile space, what is 3C of a user story? Can anyone put in comment? 3C. 3C stands for card conversation confirmation. Very good. I'm happy that participants are engaged here. Yeah, good. So my product management brings up those features or the epic, and those are put into the user stories in Jira and the Azure board or the ADO, which my agile teams takes further. Hope this one slide gives a bring some differentiation or the clarification on the role of product management and the product owner, right? There are the organization where a single person plays a dual role, product owner and product manager, which is okay. But it is not okay a single person playing a scrum master and product owner role. That's wrong. So in your organization, if there is a single person playing a scrum master and product owner role, it's a conflict of personality. That's the Gajni, you know. Scrum Master is a technical role, product owner is a domain role, right? So don't expect your Scrum Master to know more of a domain and don't expect your domain guy to get the technicality, right? So Scrum Master and product owner is always a two different role. Anyway, we are not getting into that controversial discussion being a open forum and the professional community of PMI. Moving further, hey Prashant, I'm excited to move further. What are the different certifications or the badges I can add my profile, which will help to get my profile shortlisted as a product owner, product manager. Definitely, we talk about the PMI kickoff. We spoke about the IBM design thinking. That is good to start with. That will show you have start acquiring knowledge in this space, right? But that will not show a competence. And then you need to go a step ahead because those badges, what I showed in terms of PMI kickoff or uh, IBM Design Thinking Associate, those are the free badges. And the mindset is free doesn't have a value, correct? So when you pay for something, it will get valued more, it will be appreciated more. So these are some of those badges or the certifications which are there in the market. I'm not promoting any of them, but just bringing an awareness on this particular platform. So Scrum Alliance started with the CSPO. So the way everyone is aware of CSM, the counterpart of the CSM for the product owner is a CSPO. When Scrum Alliance creating curriculum, selling the CSPO content and the certification, another body emerged called as the Scrum ORG. When Scrum Alliance selling CSM, Scrum ORG starts selling PSM, Professional Scrum Master. And the counterpart of the Professional Scrum Master is a PSPO, Professional Scrum Product Owner. There is another entity, IC Agile. They have a Agile Product Owner. Then there is a Pragmatic certification of Product Manager. IBM, along with the course era, they will give a product management catastrophe project. So the IBM Associate, the badge which I showed you earlier, that was the entry level. If you continue there on the IBM portal, you will have a next level of badges, something practitioner, associate practitioner, expert coach. I don't recollect the exact levels, but yes, there are the higher level of credential and the certification digital badges which are paid on the IBM portal also. Nowadays, most popular in the market is POPM, Product Owner, Product Manager by the SAFe, Scaled Agile Framework. APM, Agile Product Manager, again by the SAFe. And again, we have this institution or the body called as the AIPMM. Those have provided the Certified Digital Product Manager, right? So go ahead, explore it. There will be different content, curriculum, effort expectation, and pricing. Do a comparative study and suit whatever best for your organization, your role, and profile. But being a part of PMI, we always expect these members to go with what is available on the PMI. At the beginning of session, I appeal you, I request all of you to complete the PMI kickoff. At the end of the session, I am requesting you, appealing you, if you wanted to showcase, hey, we have attended a 2 hours of orientation on the product management, go back on the PMI portal, log in to product management, the collaboration workbook. This is a 3 hours of e-learning module. And yes, you will earn the 3 PDOs. Those are already PMI certified. I'm not very sure if this e-learning module is open for all or only for member. Because on the PMI portal, there are few modules which are free for all, and there are few modules which are only for members. So Renu can check and put it on chat, or you can go ahead and check it. But this is what I will expect. This 100 plus participants on the call should publish on the LinkedIn on next weekend. Because for tomorrow, you already have a target. That's IBM Design Thinking Associate. So this will be in the learning backlog for the next Saturday. Yeah. So initially we were planning to have this session on 30th of May. As we prepone it, we are building a learning backlog for you. So put it on your learning backlog for 30th of May. And I think we are almost towards the closure. This is the scan code if you wanted to reach out to me. This is the LinkedIn profile. We'll spend couple of minutes going through Q&A if we wanted to have some open discussion. Otherwise, we are good to progress toward the closure.
Um, we do have actually a lot of comments and questions. Prashant and everyone is thrilled, and I'm really happy that people are there. We have some good interaction. So let me take one by one the question. One question you have already answered, but let me go with the other questions. So it was like which tool is best or top rank to get starting? You were talking about the different tools, so it's related to that.
Okay, now again
So
within
yeah.
the product management space, we were talking about the various roles and the activity. If it is more of an envisioning, right? So the tools like Lucid is more for the envisioning. It is more of a creating a high level plan. So Miro is there. If it is more of a capturing your initiatives, features, and the epic, AHA and Asana are leading, right? So there is no single tool. I can say this is the first leading tool. But yes, primary, if you're coming from the project management discipline, if you're comfortable with the Jira and Azure board, the next step for you is AHA and Asana, right? If you're more from the ideation space, and if you're using idea boards or the Microsoft team boards earlier, you can get yourself hands-on to the Miro and Mural. So these are the four I will say at the top of my mind. But
So
again,
that
the feedback may vary based on different people experiencing different tools.
okay. Okay. Thank you, Prashant. This was the question from Santosh. Let's move on to the next question by Yogesh. He mentions that if roadmap is changing, ultimately it will change the project plan and change request would be required. Correct? So that
Okay.
was when you were
Again,
talking about.
I'm very particular about the vocabulary. We don't change the roadmap. We evolve the roadmap, right? So whatever has happened today, it has happened. It is done. We are not going to make the change. Change is something, whatever it is done, right? So there is no change. That is a evolve. So we have created a roadmap for the next 2 years, right? Out of these 2 years, 6 months has gone. We created a plan for 6 months. We are not going to change that plan. Once we put the sprint plan should not change. All the changes will come in the product backlog and that will be taken in future. So roadmap will evolve. Plan is a short term. So as roadmap is evolved, so think of it, you have a roadmap for 6 months, you created a plan, so you have a roadmap for 2 years, you created a plan for 6 months. We are not going to change that 6 month plan. While you're working on that 6 month plan, we are going to add few more things in that roadmap for next 6 months or next year. By the time you need come to the next 6 month planning, you will adopt those changes. So your current 6 month plan will not change. When you come for the next 6 month planning, you will adopt the changes which are reflected as an evolution of the roadmap. I hope it answer at a high level, but yes, there are the nitty-gritties to address those kind of scenarios.
Thank you, Prashant. One question is from Sanvi Neharkar. In real companies, where does the responsibility of a product manager end and a project manager begin? And where do they usually conflict?
Okay. As I said, it is more of an execution is a project manager job. Execution. If it is more of an envisioning, building roadmap, futuristic, that's a product manager. We are not expected product manager to look into the execution aspect of it, right? So the strategy vision, product manager, execution, product, strategy execution, product manager, execution, project manager. And in between, we have product owner, those who are building strategy to the execution. And to add to the complexity, we have lean portfolio managers, those who will take care of the budgeting aspect of it.
Okay. The next question is from Ashish Kumar. I think you must have answered this because how product owner is different and similarity between with the product manager.
As I said, product owner works closely with the team. Product owner take care of the user story, ensure those user stories are delivered. Product manager may not be worried about those user stories and the delivery aspect. Product manager is more interested on what is next. So we have created a PI planning. We have done the quarterly planning. The quarterly planners are in place. Now making those plan deliverable, that's the job of your scrum master and product owner. They are working on those 3 month, 6 month plan. The product manager is keep envisioning for the what is next, right? Product manager will keep a set of features for the next PI or the next quarterly plan, right? So the moment I start my first PI, my product owner get engaged delivering that PI, and my product manager get engaged preparing the roadmap for the next PI. So when product owner is working on the PI one, product manager works on PI two. Hope that helps. And
Yeah.
those who are not
Just
familiar with the acronym of the PI, PI stands for program planning interval. Earlier it was program increment. It's a safe specific terminology, but nowadays it is common across.
so one question is from Rajiv Pillai. Is product manager responsible for market and user research?
Yes, definitely. Product managers are responsible for market and research, user research, and that's the reason we were talking about the tools, prune the product tree, Gemba walk, right? Empathy map, customer journey map. So a lot of tools and templates which are there, which can be used for product manager to handle those disciplines.
Uh, a few other questions. How scope creep is managed in product management if followed waterfall or predictive analysis? From Akshit Pujari.
Scope creep in future can definitely manage because that is upcoming, right? Scope creep in the current work, that is challengeable because what we commit, what we are confident about, right? Whatever we have committed, and if there is a scope creep, that's going to be challenged. But a scope creep for the futures, there is always a way, because what we are doing a progressive elaboration. We are doing the progressive planning.
Okay. And how is the product plan different from a project plan? Vidya has raised. Vidya has also
Again,
raised one
there is
question.
no term called as a product plan, and that's what I
Mhm.
said, right? Be careful about the plan versus roadmap. There's a
Right.
product roadmap and there is a project plan. Plan is definitive, roadmap is emerging. Plan has a start date and end date, roadmap is emerging, right? So definitely these are the two different artifacts. We cannot compare a project plan and the product roadmap. Project plan has a different elements, and product roadmap has a different elements.
And Vidya has also asking at which touch point should the product manager be involved in the project?
Which touch point? So again, as I said, quarterly planning, what we call as a PI planning, where the product manager comes and say, hey, business has asked for this set of features. Let's plan this feature for the next 1 month, 3 months. So that's the primary area where the product management brings that vision and mission uh, visible to my team member. My team member are working on some user stories, right? They are not sure about where this user story contributes to, right? So it's a job of product manager to make them explain your user story is part of this feature, and this particular feature adds this business value. So providing that visibility is the job of product manager.
Uh, and some new
Understand
questions
one
are
thing. So
coming up.
again, it's there is a lot of vocabulary, right? We use those terms interchangeably. Visibility and transparency. Visibility is always bottom up. My team should get a visibility what is happening ahead. So that's the job of product manager to provide that visibility, which is a bottom up. But when you say transparency, transparency is top down. My stakeholders, my business owners should get a transparency what is happening in the project. So providing that transparency is a job of scrum master and the project managers. How scrum master and project manager bring that transparency? Through the dashboards, through the
Oh,
KPIs, through the metrics what we discussed, right? So don't get confused between the visibility and transparency. Visibility is a product manager's ownership. Transparency is a scrum master and project manager or the RT responsibility.
so one question, interesting thing, from Shankar Nagvika. In IT, if you had knowledge of front end, back end, system administration, and networking, even knowing any two or more domains used to be considered as Gajni or a loss of actual career path, right? But
Not
now
really.
some
So
So
when I
my
say, yeah, go ahead.
sorry, let me just finish it.
Yeah.
But what he is mentioning, but now companies expect everything from one person. So do you think in the future roles like product owner, manager, scrum master will also be considered, Gajni, the same way people used to think earlier? This is something even I was thinking.
So there is a term called as a generalized specialist. So you need to be specialist in one area. So if you are primary from the network or the backend or the system, that's your specialization, right? And that is where we say I-shaped skill, T-shaped skill, and E-shaped skill. So as Shankar is coming from IT, backend, networking, administration, so managing system and the infrastructure is is a primary skill. But on top of that, Shankar can always put another secondary skill called as automation, right? I'm coming from the infrastructure background. Infrastructure is my primary skill. Automation is my secondary skill, and that's how my infrastructure become a DevOps engineer. And then I will go ahead and add tertiary skill and other skill. So my primary skill I become T become E. So there is this terminology of I-shaped skill, T-shaped skill, and E-shaped skill, which will make you generalized specialist. So you are specialist in one area and you have a generalist in many other areas, right? Even though I emphasize on the domain knowledge for a product manager role, there are the product manager role in the technical organization where you are not expected to have any domain knowledge per se. Let's consider you are a product manager with Amazon, right? Amazon not as a part of e-commerce. Amazon, I'm referring to the AWS platform. And this is just on the spot example, nothing specific to those organization. So when you say AWS product manager, now this AWS product manager don't need to understand banking, healthcare, insurance, retail, automobile, any of that. What is this AWS product manager needs to understand is more of an infrastructure, cloud, and the technical area. So yes, for the experts like Shankar, those are primary coming from the technology space. There are the roles for pure technical product manager where you are building the technical products like AWS, where are not expected to have a business facing interaction. So every rule or discipline we put, there are some exceptions. So there are few such technical product manager requirements in the industry where the domain knowledge is not really required.
Okay, I hope this answers the question. Now we have a few more, many more, I would say. So let's go one by one and from the Q&A section. There is one question from Sanket Rao. Are companies now looking for product owner to develop as PM, or do you still see there is a future of the for the traditional project manager role to continue?
Okay, so instead of saying double up PO as a PM, we can say scale up. If I have one team, I have that product owner, and that product owner is doing their job along with that team. But the moment I got two teams, three teams, four teams, five teams, I got five different product owners working with those five different teams. Now, in this scenario, the very first product owner who started this product development journey, this product owner will scale up as a product manager because this product owner has envisioned the product and say, hey, now I will take a role of a product manager. I will engage another product owner along with me. I'm not saying under me. So again, there is a myth that product owner reports into the product manager. In a way, it is a good structure, but this is not the ask. This is not the mandatory that product owner reports into product manager. Again, we have that managerial discipline and those issues, right? So, and again, Scrum Master reporting into RT. Many organization follows that structure, but that is not the must have, right? So what I'm saying, instead of doubling that role, the product owner will scale up to the product manager role. Again, I'm not saying promoted, right? The different things, right? Product owner will scale up as a product manager and the product owner will continue operating at the team level.
And the next question is a little more interesting. Gartner recently elaborated an evolved role called as business technologist. The whole concept it is that with AI enablement, one skilled person can take on four roles. So like solution architect, PO, BA, PM, everything. So thoughts on such evolved roles, and should we enable ourselves in all these verticals?
I'm not very sure about this Gartner article, so I need to go back and read through this particular Gartner article. What is the expectation? So I will not be able to give a direct answer to what is with reference to the Gartner. But in general, if you talk about the architect, POPM, think from this perspective. I am a technical person. I am a technical resource. So technology is my primary skill set, right? Apart from technology, what do I like? Do I like the management discipline? And that's the reason I'm in the project management forum. So that management becomes my secondary, right? So primary, I'm an architect. Tomorrow in my organization, if there is no need for the architect, I'm okay to take a PM role because I have built project management as a secondary skill. Or no, I'm not interested in the management stuff. I'm more interested in the domain. Then I have explored my banking or insurance or the healthcare domain, and then I'm ready to pick up the BA skill. But the way it is explained, that solution manager plus PO plus BA plus PM really need to check on how to build those superheroes.
Hmm. And the next question, we had earlier question from Sheikh Sansir Ahmed, similar to earlier question in case of scope creep, how the cost to company can be mitigated.
Again, it's not a one-liner answer. There is a lot of knowledge in under it. So if you go to the lean portfolio management that I was talking about, the budgeting and the costing principle, there is something called as a lean financial budgeting and the costing. Over there are a lot of various guidelines which are available. I'm not a finance and cost expert, so will not be able to give the one-liner answer to it. But yes, there are the areas to explore.
And another one from the construction sector, Mayur Patil has raising, what is the position in the construction sector if one wants to elevate in the product management?
At least adopt that thinking. Think beyond the project scope, right? So as we started this discussion, move outside this fixed mindset. So today what we do, we talk about the fixed scope, fixed time, fixed cost. Think beyond it, right? Move from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset. That's the first step. And once you start thinking from that perspective, definitely you will see there are the opportunities, right, in every sector to go for it. Initially, when we talk about the agile, right, people say agile is only applicable in software. Now it's applicable everywhere. Likewise, right, product management. And when we talk about product management, is this discipline started from agile or project management? No, it's emerged from manufacturing, right? Henry Ford started creating a product as an assembly line, right? So I'm not sure exactly what will be the application in construction, but my first step is start that open mindset, moving from the project mindset to the product mindset, right? And that's where we spoke about the PMI kickoff module, the first step.
Thank you. Uh, because on the similar lines, Mayur had also was wanted to check what are the roles and responsibilities of product manager in construction field. Um, so maybe he need to elaborate more, and maybe he
Yeah,
needs to
not specific. So I will
yeah,
not be an expert in that area to give
yeah,
specification on the construction. So yeah, we can park it.
okay. And yeah, and let me just check few more questions were there in the chat window. Yeah, how do you identify and prioritize product related risk during planning and execution stages of a project in product management? Again, this question is from Mayur.
Okay. So traditionally, we have those register and the risk mitigation plan, which we do at the part of execution. Now, what we are saying is that when we get into the product management discipline, more often day-to-day operational risks, we need to explore those risks or envision those risks in advance. And the moment you start envisioning those risks in advance, there is a concept called as a Rome exercise. What is that Rome exercise? Let's put down. We have envisioned couple of lists which risk which are futuristic, not very immediate, right? When we come, so for me it is a risk. When I come in this forum and I discuss this risk with those 100 plus participants, they said, "Hey Prashant, this is no more a risk. I handled similar situation in my project and we were able to get through it." Oh, is it? So my risk got resolved. So the first technique is capture those futuristic risks, discuss in those risks in the larger forum, maybe at your program level, portfolio level, and it's quite possible couple of those risks get resolved. You have a solution within your organization or your group. Say for example, I foresee a risk of not having an integration engineer. right? But when I go ahead and discuss that risk with a larger audience, that risk get resolved. So list down those risks, discuss it, and couple of those get resolved there. Second technique, which is says there, is own. So when we list down those risks and when I present those risks with those 100 plus audience, someone will come forward and say, hey, Prashant, I will go ahead and I will build this test environment for your team, and that is no more a risk. So thank you, Shankar, for coming forward and owning that particular risk. So that risk is owned by someone and it is resolved. It is no more a risk now. So we talk about the resolve, we talk about the own, and then traditionally we go ahead and we talk about the mitigation plan. And there are certain risks we can't do anything about it in today's context also. Those are the accepted risks. So when we have those accepted risks, the entire group organization is aware of, we have accepted risks, we have decided to go ahead with that accepted risk, and there might be impact to the delivery. COVID pandemic, it was asked to work from home. There was some risk associated with that decision, but there was no other solution. We accepted that risk. We went ahead, started working from home with minimum impact to the business. So when you come to the product management discipline, whatever I explained in last 2 minutes, it's a ROAM mechanism of risk evaluation, right? Similarly, you will get some more technique of the risk evaluation, the way you are oriented on the risk mitigation plan in the traditional project management.
Okay, any more questions? Yeah, one more question. Let me check in Q&A. This is from Padmaya. So from a non-IT product space, from pharma or food, she mentions, how can a core product R&D person with informal product project management exposure transition into product management? Would the product management in this domain be something in the realm of product design or consumer insights, etc., or be like a strategy planning or like a product innovation space?
Okay. Again, I'm not a pharma expert. With my limited understanding, I will try to answer this question. So, Padma, let's apply this whole product thinking and let's put this whole product thinking in your pharmaceutical research area. In your pharmaceutical research area, you create something called as an APIs and you validate and test those APIs. So that might be equivalent to the MVP. Then you take those APIs, you move to the next step and you create some intermediates. Those intermediates might be your core product and you are building your whole of a solution of the product based on that intermediate. And based on that intermediate, I understand you take some variance or deviation to create those products which are specific areas. So what I'm trying to say that take an understanding of your pharma planning and try to fit into the model what we discuss here during this forum, and probably you will be able to construct a roadmap for your pharmaceutical R&D development.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing this, from pharma, because when I was doing my product management and my cohort, they were also from pharma, and they usually say that, the products for the pharma, because the products are not released because there are a lot of tests and everything that has to be, considered. And also, I mean, we used to have a discussion around that, how the products from the pharma, have can be released, and all when we were talking about this release and all, go to market and all. So it's a great session. I hope, Padma, this answers, Prashant has answered your question. One more question is there from Mujtaba Mirza. I have seen countless times in my experience that a lot of projects go wrong right at the RFP level, with IT sales having almost no knowledge depth, using a template timeline strategy. So then the project team has to sort of mitigate that risk by internally reprioritizing and overworking. How does this dynamic work between PM and PO?
Okay. So Mustafa, in that case, we need experts like you to be part of bid management. As you mentioned, right, it right goes right in the RFP level, because while building that RFP, while creating that bid management proposal, there are no right skills which are involved for building that package. If you are articulating an RFP response, and while articulating that RFP response, if you take inputs from the product managers, from the project managers, from the test manager, from the architects, right? Who were the party, those who are going to work on that particular project, this particular conflict that going wrong at the RFP level will not occur. Many of time what happen, there is a different set of people work in the RFP and the bid proposal. And once that bid is earned or the proposal is won, execution is given to the different set of people, right? And that's where the mismatch or the gap is, right? So if it is expected your team is to own a potential project or a potential client, the leads of the team should be engaged right from the RFP level, not at the project kickoff. You're on mute, Renu, sorry.
So further he mentions, my question comes from more perspective of PM and PO is onboarded mid-project to manage the project and try and mitigate the risk in this case.
So you're trying to solve a problem when the problem has already arrived. What we are discussing here is just as far as possible ensure that we are not landing to the problem. And as there are those problems there in the industry, hence there are 100 plus project managers on the call. If there are no problems in the industry, team can go ahead and smoothly execute their work. They will not need a project managers, right? That's the beauty of this particular role, why we exist, right? To solve those problems on the fly. And each of us carries certain skills and the experience with respective organization, right? And which are valued.
Yeah, I think we have almost covered all the questions.
Good. In that case, we are happy to give 10 minutes back to the team on those
Uh,
weekend. Yeah.
yeah, hold on. There is something from my side.
No worries.
So I hope I'm sharing my screen and I hope you are able to see. So Prashant, thank you first of all very much for this wonderful, session. So we give us from the PMI Mumbai chapter, provide you this certificate of appreciation as a small token of our gratitude for accepting our invitation and delivering today's PM forum session. So you will be receiving this PDF copy of the certificate.
Thank you
And
so
then
much, Reno, for facilitating it. And thanks to all 100 plus participants making this happen on the Saturday morning.
absolutely. And yeah, and many people were asking, see, the session will be broadcasted on our YouTube channel. So please, if you have not, if you're not on our YouTube, please do subscribe our YouTube channel so that you can revisit. And if you have any questions, please connect directly with Prashant, and he'll be happy to answer your questions as well. So next thing is videos and feedback. Everyone, I'm seeing good, thumbs up and everything. So let me just tell you one small thing, how and I will link it to this feedback. So, and how I took this session personally, and I hope you all like it. So, okay. Today we talked a lot about shifting from projects to products and why product thinking really matters. Now, I have done a small crash course from product management. So I was just thinking a situation. Prashant, allow me just 2 minutes, and you can correct me if I'm somewhere wrong. So I know I'm just imagine that PM Forum itself is a product from PMI Mumbai chapter, right? A product that has been evolving over the years through learning, ideas, and community participation. So today's session with Prashant was definitely added another valuable feature to that journey, I would say. Now, this is something interesting what I want you all to do. Yes, where you all become our product team. So your feedback and experiences become our user stories, helping us understand what the community truly needs. Correct? Correct me. Give me a thumbs up if you all agree to this part. If anyone, yeah, okay, thank you. So this is how I perceive it, and So this is one place where we genuinely want scope additions and change requests. So please do share your thoughts and help us continuously improve this product. So what I want you all, please do share your feedbacks. I have mapped it correctly, Prashant. Everything, the user stories and this feedback, because what I personally feel is this is, if they are not coming up with the feedback, we'll not have any user stories, and we'll not be able to improvise more about PM forum sessions and all. So I hope this
Definitely,
aligns.
definitely, good one.
Thank you. So please, the feedback link is already there on your chat window. We have a scanner code, so please do, submit your feedback, and your PDUs we will be sending you a email. So please do check on your email. Maybe today or tomorrow an email would be sent. So please do check your emails. You will be receiving your PDU codes in that email, and also check your spam folders as well. Okay. So that's all from my side. And okay. Mhm. So thank you for being a lovely audience, and then loved you all being so interactive and you were so involved into this discussion. So thank you so much for all this as well. So thank you everyone. Let me quickly check if there is anything in the chat window. So Priyanka, here is the YouTube channel QR code. You can please subscribe it to our channel. Thank you for this wonderful thing. So if you have not received any induction PDU, please do drop a mail, and we will look after it. Membership on the membership email ID. Yeah. So everyone who is looking for the YouTube, I have shared the YouTube QR code. Same PDU here, PDU. So induction PDU, please do hold on. You will be receiving it, or maybe you should have received it, but it must be lying in your spam folder. PDU codes are already shared for a previous induction. Here is the YouTube channel link. Please do subscribe. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. See, all of you are writing a good comments on chat window, but if you can share your feedback on this official QR code, please do that. So we would love to have your feedbacks, because we are receiving 100 participants and we are only receiving 20% of your feedback. So please uh, take time. It is not that big thing. It will take only 1 or 2 minutes to fill the feedback. So please do fill the feedbacks. Thank you. Thank you, Maheswaran. Thank you very much. Okay, subscribed the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shankar, let us get connect with you regarding the PDU. Let me check what is the issue with your induction PDU. We'll check it out. Okay, thank you so much. So for this PDU, please keep a check on the emails, and check also your spam folders. Another thing is, Prashant, let me also drop. Prashant, if you can also share your LinkedIn profile ID. I am not sure because I'll have to switch on my windows. Let me check. Yeah, I got it. So here is your Prashant's LinkedIn profile.
I added also. I put there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay. I think it is in the, so feedback link chat was again shared with you. Please do. Okay, I understand everyone. You can connect with Prashant on LinkedIn. Here is the LinkedIn profile. Please. So we are all good. Have a great weekend ahead, and please be busy tomorrow with the certification, with the training what Prashant has suggested. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Bye bye.